What's up, guys? How you doing? This is Trees. Thank you so much for joining me, and I am pleased to present you with the treesPhilosophies. So basically, I'm going to be going through a set of ideas, a set of principles which I hold to be true about the world. You can call it my philosophies, my values, my thought process. These things are always changing, and I just want to put these thoughts out there and try to connect with people that might have similar ideas cross their minds, just so that they know that they are not alone and there are others that share those same ideas. So, just to jump into it, my number one premise behind this video is a very important topic which I have thought about for a really long time. And after studying for a very long period, many different subjects ranging from the sciences to the arts to literature, I have come to the conclusion that our how do I say this? I've come to the conclusion that essentially three words: creativity is eternal. Now, what does that mean? Creativity. Well, creativity, what is that? It's the process of creating, the process of creating something new, something that once was not in existence, was brought into existence. And what do I mean by eternal? Well, I mean that creativity is an eternal process. Creativity is a process that is respected by many ancient cultures and traditions and religions. And that is why you see, for example, the ancient Hindu gods playing various instruments, right? So back thousands of years ago, these gods were depicted playing various, whether it was flutes or playing like a sitar, dancing. They were essentially participating in creative processes. Now, why was that? Because even back then, the people realized that the creative process was a means to connecting to the gods, to the realm that is in the unknown, because that is what creativity allows us to do. Because through the creative process, we ourselves are reaching into the world of the unknown. We are reaching the realms of the unknown. And to extend that further, though, creativity is often depicted in the sense of like the arts or drawing and music, whatever. But creativity is just a state of mind, really, is what it comes down to. Creativity is a state of mind. Are you willing to create the state of mind that will be most beneficial to you in order to advance yourself? So creativity is a state of mind. Creativity is eternal. Again, creativity allows us to participate in the process of creation. And whether you believe in God, the presence of God, or the universe, regardless, there is a creation process that has and is taking place. And through our own creative addition, through our own taking of ideas that have come to us from the ether, from the astral plane, perhaps, whatever you want to call it, and then we take it and then create it, put it into action, put it in behind force, put it behind production. What better example of the creative force? Now, I wrote a quick little list going over some of the creative process that we celebrate as a society, as a culture. So let's just go over them quickly. Parents and their joy for creating life, right? When you participate in the ultimate process of creation, right? When you're essentially producing new life, that is the ultimate process of creativity. And how much do parents speak of the joy and pleasure that they feel when they first become a parent? That is, again, due to the fact that they're participating in the ultimate process of creativity, the ultimate creative process, and the joy that comes from it is essentially unimaginable. Okay. Creative words, right? Creative speech. How important is it to be able to speak in a creative manner, in a way that captures people's attention, in a way that keeps it when you're developing relationships, when you're developing networks, whether it's with women, whether it's with friends, whoever it might be? the way that you present yourself, right? The creative way in which you construct your words and formulate your ideas in order to convey your message, convey you yourself as an individual. Those are all going to dictate how successful you are in those relationships. Again, that creative process of formulating those words, of those sentence structures, is essential to you becoming a more fuller person, again, by developing those deeper connections, those deeper networks, those deeper relationships, and that comes through the creative process of your words. Again, how you're able to depict yourself. What about at work? Say, for example, you work a mundane desk job. Well, even in those mundane desk jobs, there's moments and opportunities for creativity. For myself and for others, who wants to be a cog in the wheel, cog in a machine? We want to feel as though that we have the ability to create at work, even if we're working behind a desk job, behind a computer. Even when it comes to problem solving, we want problems that are going to force us to have some sort of creative problem solving, resolution, some sort of creative output that's going to be necessary in order for us to get our job done. Because why else be there if it can be automated? Well, let's have a machine do it, right? Like when something can be essentially monotonously done, then that's the ultimate case for bringing in a robot. But nobody wants to feel like a machine. Nobody wants to feel as though they're just another cog. Everybody wants to feel as though they are being useful at work. And when you're forced to be creative at work, that is when you feel the most useful at work. And even just like, other examples of creativity, the obvious ones of like our culture worshiping musicians and artists. And like, why is that? These people are creating these things that have such a high societal value to us, and maybe perhaps because they're participating in one of the ultimate examples of creativity, and that really resonates with people in a deeper sense than maybe we appreciate. But even when we look at our evolutionary past, right? When we look at creativity and the role that it's played in our evolutionary past, when we were developing our systems and our basic tools, that was a creative process as well, right? When we're creating our little daggers and spears, we're sharpening. It was a creative process of ingenuity for us to think that these things could be done and that they would be beneficial in order for us to be successful at catching animals and feeding ourselves and being able to carry our genes forward. Again, this was a creative process, and that creativity, the ingenuity to make these tools to aid us in this hunt, that creative ingenuity ultimately helped us come to where we are. So again, ultimately back to my thesis that creativity is eternal. Creativity is an eternal part of our human being, of our human expression. And yes, not everybody is born with the same level of creativity, but we have a fundamental duty and obligation to ourselves in order to nurture it and develop it, because through that, this is how we connect with the eternal. This is how we connect with a higher sense of self, higher sense of being, is through developing our creativity. And that's pretty much the message from me. Let me know what you guys think about the whole concept of creativity. I really think it's an important premise that is spoken of, but maybe is underappreciated in terms of the value that it shapes, that it plays in shaping us as individuals. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this video, please share it with somebody that needs that creative kick in the pants. Give this video a like, subscribe please, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.